to Gary Hocking. Hocking copped one high over to Buse. Buse to half forward. It's a mark to Couch. Oh, he doesn't want to do too much of that. I could reverse it. Couch has gone wide. He's got a loose man. And it's Gary Ablett again. And already Anderson's giving him a lot of latitude. But Tim Watson's on the mark. It'll be interesting.
I think Tim Watson may have been moved onto him already.
Unless they're interchanging off him. But anyway, we'll wait and see. There's the kick by Ablett. He sets it up to the goal square. Damien Burke in front. Over the back it goes. And over the line beside the behind post. Scoreboard reading. Geelong 1-1. Leading Essendon 1 behind. There's Paul Vanaher on the bench.
Now it's Anderson back on Ablett. Couch takes it and snaps for goal, but across the face and out of bounds.
Yes, actually, Tim Watson was just covering for Greg Anderson, giving Gary Ablett far too much latitude. Looks like a change been made now already, though. Hamilton going back to Gary Ablett.
A hand pass comes to Buse, and he snaps a goal.
So Geelong playing in the same vein as they did last week, where they left off against Collingwood. They seem to have tremendous team spirit this year. There's Buse, who played most of his career, well, last season anyway, in the back pocket, and has been a Victorian back pocket specialist, but now playing on the ball, on the forward line and changing as a rover.
What a great start by the Cats. Well, here they come again. Malakalis towards half forward. There's Stoneham. He does all the heavy work too. He's a real goer, Bernie.
Yes, there's no doubt about that, Peter. He's been great for them at centre half forward or in the ruck.
Malcolm Blight looking on. He'd be pleased with this start. Burke tapping it down. It's kicked away by Bailey. The centre wing. Here's Mark Boss. Very rarely plays a bad game. Oh, Harvey was grabbed when he didn't have it. And this is Mark Harvey, almost in the centre of the ground. Harvey, a very, very good player, Mark Harvey. Underwood with the ball that's got funny colour now, that football, as it's at half back. Here's Darren Morgan. Got runners everywhere. This is Neville Bruns. Bruns to centre wing. The mark is dropped by Bairstow. Quickly shuffles it back to Schultz. Schultz playing for the free kick and gets it. Schultz almost on centre wing. Michael Schultz played many games in the reserves at Geelong, but he's found his niche at centre half back. Here's Malakalis again, trying to get the hand pass in. Look at that mud. And the skills of these players under the conditions enormous.
Yeah, very tough playing in these muddy conditions. At least we haven't got the surface water that we did have on Saturday, so maybe a few high marks may be able to be taken today.
Boss, Lindner, couldn't take the mark. Playing for the free kick. Here's a chance for Rexall into an open goal. I think it's another one to the Cats. What a start.
Yes, this is a great start by Geelong. And their support, they're backing up of each other. It was great last week against Collingwood. They've continued it on again today. And the spirit that Malcolm Blight has got in this Geelong side, there's never been any doubt about their skills, but their discipline, they're backing up. And there's just no doubt about them. They have improved greatly this season under Malcolm Blight.
Back in the middle, and Burke beats Madden, which is no mean feat. Walsh off the ground. Kick forward by Boss. Comes off the shins of Bairstow back into the pack, and the umpire will ball it up again or throw it up in that muddy area. What a start by the Cats. 3-1 to 1 behind. 16.5 minutes remaining in the first term. Burke wins again. Hocking after it. Watson. Watson gets his kick away. High towards centre wing. Ball just plops in the mud. Knocked forward. Ablett's back in defence behind the wing. Here's Gary Ablett. Oh, that's well played by Ablett. He gains 30 metres. Hamilton's there for Geelong, for Essendon. Good kick by Hamilton, up short of half forward. Danaher's been one of the stars of the season. It comes away to Gary Hocking. His high kick to half forward on the chest of Bairstow. Pushed over. Is that 50? It is. And this will bring Mark Bairstow within kicking distance. The umpire going right to about 20 metres in front of goal.
Yes, well, there was definitely a push there by Kevin Walsh. There's the push. I think Bairstow really tripped over his own feet. And I just think that they should get some consistency with this rule.
Well, this will be 4 goals to nothing if Bairstow can get this, and he should. but he hasn't.
It just shows how tough it is, Drew, kicking from... He only kicked there from 25 metres out, but they're going so heavy underfoot, the players are finding it difficult to find a dry spot on which to place that the foot that they're not kicking with.
19 points the difference. Geelong showing great form. Over the back was Johnston to Williams. Always crunched. No, didn't quite get him, Ablett. Michael Long, the boy from Darwin, shuffles it out to Hamilton. Back it comes to Long, but it beats him over the line. It's halfway between centre wing and half forward. There he is. Champion player from up in the Northern Territory, and has shown some fine form this year for Essendon too. That's tapped down. Hocking, Bruns, quick kick, looking for Scott. Scott into the back of O'Donnell. Now they've played the advantage and it hasn't worked, but eventually there was a little. That's where the advantage really doesn't work sometimes. But Luxor Fortune was a free kick to Williams, to Danaher. Taken away by Ablett. A magnificent pickup out of the blue pot. Look at the time he's got. Goes for the long bomb, but it's off the side of the boot. And there's another champion taking the mark out there in Tim Watson.
That was superstar to superstar. Ablett to Watson. What about Ablett's pickup in the mud? Watson short of half forward, knocked down by Burke. Comes to Williams. He's kicked to centre half forward. Morgan takes the mark. It's 3-2 to 1 behind. The Cats in front. Kicked by Morgan. Gary Hocking. No, not quite. A hand pass from Hamilton to Williams. Watson picking his feet up through the mud. Off the ground. Only gained about 15 metres. Boss under pressure. Harvey did well. Malakalis into his back, and Harvey will get the free kick. Mark Harvey. 2 kicks to goal from there. Goes short, looking for Izzard. Knocked away by Stephen Hocking. The umpire calls for it and will ball it up. This is about 35 to 40 metres out from goal. The Bombers in attack.
A finals type atmosphere. A huge crowd here at the MCG. And looking good, Geelong. Malakalis has got it. His hand pass wide to Bruns. Oh, Bruns is dragged as he went to kick it. It goes back in after it again. Good play, Neville Bruns, to Steve Hocking. Hocking to Malakalis' trip. But in the meantime, the umpire has found a free for a throw, I think. I think he's paying the throw to Michael Long. I think the umpire intimated that was a scoop.
Yep, indicated a throw, Pete. There's no doubt about it. And Long probably only having a shot from about 40 metres out, but in these conditions, it's no gimme.
Michael Long, distance would be a doubt. He's in the mud patch. He's not normally a long kick. There it is. He's hooked it to try and get that extra bit of distance, and he's missed. So Essendon could do with a quick goal or two. The scoreboard shows Geelong 3-2, Essendon 2 behinds.
Tim Darcy to kick in for the Cats. Well, their defence has been a little maligned this year. Their attack carrying all before them, but as Malcolm Blight told us yesterday on air, they start their attacks from defence. Darcy kicks in. Schultz almost comes off to Werner. Gary Hocking. He's got a bit of space. An example of their defence starting attacks. Hocking to half forward. Stone him up. Couldn't mark. Anderson, who's picking up Ablett. Schultz, no mark. Terry Danaher, who's been superb this season, will get the free kick.
Yeah, that's a spot to be on a day like this, in front. And if you're there, you're going to have a chance to get the free kicks.
226 VFL games and very few poor games by Terry Danaher. Towards half forward, over the back. This is Tim Darcy. They run well out of defence, Geelong. Couch has had a good quarter. He's gone short. He's found Schultz. Michael Schultz. Sits at about 30 metres around the boundary line. Walsh went for the punch away, but Bairstow shuffles it out to Ablett. Gary Ablett onto the left foot. A low skimming pass to Etzel. He was under pressure. Here's Robert Scott. Danger for Essendon. Anderson in after it. And takes it to the line about 25 metres around from the Geelong goal. What a big task he's got. And Gary Ablett, Greg Anderson, 3-2 to 2 behinds under these conditions. That's a great start. There's Billy Duckworth tackled. Caught with the ball by Gary Hocking. And the umpire will throw the ball up.
Pete, Gary Ablett's had 7 kicks already, and in these conditions, that's remarkable. We're 11.5 minutes short of quarter time. He's been best on ground the last 2 weeks and continuing on today. Harvey's kick comes off the shins, goes to Couch. Couch up short of the goal square. Exel!
And there's another reason why Geelong have improved so much this year. Gavin Exel, who kicked 36 before today, has kicked 1 in this first quarter. And an excellent strong chest mark there by Exel. So coming in for his 38th for the season.
Difficult angle. Bit of dry ground out there, though, and he might have kicked it. He has.
And that's one area of Gavin Exel's game that is very good. He converts well when he does get opportunities.
And a 50-metre penalty to Andrew Rogers.
And so it should have been. Ridiculous play by Izard. No, not necessary to, uncalled for.
He'll be trying hard today, Drew. A former, well, sacked in fact by Essendon, and he was all set to go back to play again in South Australia, and Malcolm Blight called him up. There's the kick towards half forward. Stoneham takes front position, punched away. Here's Couch again. He's having a great day. Anthony Danaher in front, has brought the ground. Is that holding the ball? The umpire didn't think so. Good tackle by Exel.
Yes, well, he had the sit on Danaher. Danaher doing the right thing in front, but he just couldn't get away.
Right in front of the Geelong goal. Oh, Burke taps it out wide. Harvey tries to boot it off the ground. Hughes showed a lot of courage. They're going in very, very hard. Here's a quick kick by Bairstow. Punched away, though. Exel attempting to take the mark, trying to get the mud out of his eyes. Anthony Danaher on the scene to punch it over the line.
Madden and Burke again. Comes down to Duckworth, who went straight for the boundary line. The umpire said throw it in. Well, there was no doubt about his intentions there, Billy Duckworth. This throw in about 40 metres around from the goal square. Madden used his body well. Oh, Gary Hocking charging straight through, and the umpire will ball it up again. Atrocious conditions, but I suppose we shouldn't complain. We've had 10 rounds of football in beautiful conditions with firm grounds in Melbourne, and all of a sudden winter has arrived for the Queen's birthday weekend. Underwood, and he'll get the free kick.
Another one of the former South Australians playing in this Essendon team. Andrew Underwood brings it to centre wing. David Johnston tries to bring it forward, but here's Bairstow again, bringing it wide. Darren Morgan will lead in the race for the ball. Robert Scott also there. Danaher, the old legs certainly showed out there as that quick kick from Scott. Has found Stoneham. Stoneham on centre wing has gone short. He's found a man in Couch who's having a great quarter. Paul Couch, 7 kicks, and it's been reversed. It's been reversed, and the free kick will go to Dean Bailey.
Well, he pushed a player in the face earlier after he'd taken a mark, Couch, and the umpire let it go, and he was lucky he got away with that other one.
This is back at centre wing. Harvey loses control of it to Bairstow, and Bairstow with his 5th kick puts it wide. Billy Brownless just off the bench. Brownless to full forward. Exel. Good spoil, Danaher. Anthony Danaher puts it out.
Interesting. Gary Ablett was calling out to Brownless. He should have centred the ball where he'd led in front of goal.
Yeah, it would have been better too, Peter.
Throw in on the Cats forward line. Comes underfoot. Underwood. Oh, the kick dangerous. To Buse. Out of the mud. Very wide. Brownless is there. Fingernails to it. Couldn't take the mark. Duckworth first there. Duckworth had nobody to kick to, so he goes for wide open spaces, and hopefully for him the boundary line. Boss. Izard with him. Boss used his body well, and the umpire calls for the ball up.
I don't think the umpires will pay too much of this lying on the ball today and playing holding the ball. I think they'll use their discretion. It was a funny old throw up, but Malakalis gets the ball over to Robert Scott. They're looking good, Geelong. The quick kick has dropped. Marked up, kicked off the ground by Underwood. Attempted markers by Lindo. Oh, holding the man. Oh,
Put on a big act there, Pete.
But I still thought he was grabbed. It was Izard bringing the ball to half forward. Bradley Plain, a diving mark, quick mark at half forward. Feel like these conditions. He comes from Tasmania. Playing the quick kick to the pocket. It's punched away. And trying to tap it back was Michael Long, but the Geelong players force it over the line and through for a behind to Essendon. They're on 3 behinds. Geelong 4-2-26.
Essendon without a goal at the moment, but at this ground on Saturday, Richmond failed to get a goal in the first quarter and won easily. So not beyond the realms. Buse out of defence to centre wing, and how come Brunn's got 20 metres in these conditions? Brunn's up to half forward. Poor kick though, and Hamilton slides into the mark.
Now playing on Gary Ablett to Hamilton.
Anderson, an All-Australian, didn't do the job. Poor kick by Hamilton, thumped down by Lindner. Chance for Couch has been brilliant. Hurried right footer. Good pick up by Hamilton, but he's caught in the tackle. Loses it. Ablett missed with the kick. Hamilton in there again to make up. Hamilton's going to get the free kick here against Malacallis. Looked a bit like a dead heat to me.
And Malacallis has given away a couple of free kicks. Paul Hamilton. Well, he'll be a nervous man. Oh, a shocking kick, but it's a fortunate lands in the hands of Underwood. Andrew Underwood towards half forward. In front was Rogers. He'll be trying particularly hard today. Bairstow again has gone wide. Couch having a picnic. Paul Couch, what a day he's having under these conditions. Real mudlark. Lindner. Oh, propped in front of the pack. He's playing on. He's going to have an open goal. Bruce Lindner kicks and misses. But good thinking by Lindner.
Yes, he did the right thing. He ran into firmer footing.
Anthony Danaher to kick in. We have 4 minutes remaining to quarter time. Geelong 4-3 to no goals 3. Bruns perhaps spoiled his teammate taking the mark, Hocking, and then Bruns kicked out of bounds on the full.
Not a lot of talk there by Geelong, but it just shows how keen they are. Eyes only for that ball.
Kick coming back to Andrew Underwood. Essendon's success this year in working up to second place on the ladder, largely due to a lot of South Australian recruits, including Underwood, and the form of their veterans, Terry Danaher and Tim Watson. Kick by Underwood. Only to half-back flank. Oh, Watson was underneath the ball, and Steve Hocking took an easy mark.
Yes, they're doing it well, Geelong. He centres the ball. Walsh at the back tries to punch it away. He does so, but Bairstow is there and Buse. Well, they're scouting the packs. Those little men are cutting Essendon to pieces. Another free kick to Essendon. This time it's going to Watson. And they're in a lot of trouble. Essendon towards half-forward Plain doing the heavy work. Bruns. Oh, magnificent. Hand pass. Further afield to Rogers. But yeah, umpires called the advantage rule. Centre wing. Shuffled back by Johnston. Morgan. Pushed off the ball. Bailey in after it. They're doing all right with the free kicks, Essendon. But still, he got in first for Dean Bailey and deserved the free.
14 free kicks to Essendon, 5 to Geelong.
Well, I thought so. I didn't know it was that much. 14-5.
Bailey's kick on the chest of Harvey at half forward. 2 3/4 minutes to go to quarter time. Mark Harvey up to half forward. Danaher drops a mark. Didn't see that in a month of Mondays. Comes down to Johnston. Chance for the Bombers here. Comes to the back. Plain pushed in the back. Free kick right in front.
Let's have a look at that again. And I think the push was there. Plain realised he was about to be tackled, and some players are very good at throwing themselves forward.
Plain, a Tasmanian, and he might have seen conditions like this earlier on in his life down in the Apple Isle. Now this is a vital kick for the Bombers. They're goalless to this stage. Just under 2 minutes left to quarter time, and Kevin Sheedy would love Bradley Plain to kick this one. He's got it.
I know they've had big raps on Plain. I brought him over expecting big things from this boy, and he's shown a few patches where he has played well. playing up on the forward line today. They've gone for mobility on the forward line with Salmon out of the side. There's that free kick again. Not a lot in it. Not a lot in it, but I suppose it was there. The umpire right on the spot. And kicking Essendon's first goal. A badly needed goal.
Geelong lead by 3 goals. Oh, beautiful pick up. Lindner caught high, but he shrugs the tackle. Bruce Lindner going for the long bomb. Right down towards goal. The loose one. Oh, Ablett went in hard after it. And you can see the desperation of the Geelong forwards there. And in fact, we mentioned Bradley Plain before. Collingwood swapped him for Tony Elshaw. So they might prove a bad move in the long run. Underwood tackled. Grabbed by Hocking. Gary Hocking has picked it up on the left and slammed it through for a goal.
In the middle by umpire Brian Sheehan. New football, but it won't last long. It's going to be caked in mud after about 10 seconds. The umpire's going to throw it up in the air again. Look at this brand new football.
Well, aren't the skills sensational considering the conditions? These players are very, very highly skilled. There's Burke and Madden. They're having a terrific duel at the centre bounces. Oh, it's a free kick. This man, Gary Hocking. And listen to the ironical cheers of the crowd because the free kicks are 19-5 in favour of Essendon. And the Geelong supporters roared when they got one then. Gary Hocking's played a great game. Towards half forward. Is that a mark? Yes, the umpire thought so to Ablett. Ablett played well.
Unbelievable.
He is a great player, Ablett.
Hooked it in with one arm.
He's calling for someone to lead, I think. He's waiting. And he wants someone to lead out wide. Now he's going short instead. And that might have been a blind, that one. As he's found Bairstow. Now, Mark Bairstow from 70 metres out kicks it to half forward. Walsh is in there. Malakalis looking for Lindner. He went without the ball on that occasion. Stoneham. And another free kick has been plucked out of that one. And it will go Essendon's way to... No, it'll go to Tim Watson. Well, he's getting plenty of frees. Watson out wide. Johnston shuffles it further afield to Terry Danaher. Not a day for forwards. Towards half forward is Bradley Plain. He's trying his heart out down there. He hooks it back. And Mark Boss, ever reliable, takes the mark.
Kick by Boss is a good 40-metre kick. Oh, what a mark by Burke. Well, he hasn't taken too many marks this year. That was a screamer. It comes to the back to Exel. A snap for goal. And he should have kicked it or hand passed it, but he hooked it for a behind.
Yeah, the hand pass was on. I think it was Malakalis would have been streaming into an open goal, which would have been a certain goal to Geelong.
Yes, and you might have thought he was under a bit more pressure than what he was, Bernie. 5-4. Plays 1-3. Essendon under enormous pressure here. There's Bruns bumped off the ball. And I don't think there was much in that either, but he's got the free kick.
Umpire said it was too high. I didn't see it, Pete, but let's have a look at it again.
Oh, not much in that.
No.
But still, he got it. Over the back is Robert Scott. Ablett off the ground. Oh, just missed. So he's looking dangerous, Gary Ablett. 5-5-35 Geelong. Essendon 1-3-9, and they'll really have to get a move on Drew.
8 kicks, 3 marks, Gary Ablett. And the most remarkable thing is, it's the 3rd week in a row Geelong at the MCG. In the 2 previous weeks, Ablett has kicked 14 goals and 7. Today, goalless so far. Williams. Oh, straight onto the chest of Stephen Hocking. He comes out of the centre square and goes as long as he can. Flipped off the hands to Exel. He's over the top of the ball. Umpire puts the whistle away. Ablett again. A snap. What a kick by Ablett.
Well, that just shows how good Gary Ablett is. And he's appreciated, and so he should be, by his Geelong teammates. That was tremendous persistence shown there by Gary Ablett.
Hamilton. Anthony Danaher's obviously been shifted. The pressure made him miss kick. Robert Scott to half forward. Over the back of the back is Mark Bairstow. Off the ground, that's the way to play it. And he goes after it again, the Geelong champ. This is Mark Bairstow to the pocket. Danaher has been moved to full back. And he must be a very worried man, Kevin Sheedy, as the umpire will come in and throw it up. Stoneham doing some heavy work there on Kevin Walsh. But they're playing brilliant wet weather football.
Well, they already have the highest percentage in the league, even though they're only 4th place on the ladder. If they keep the opponents to a low score, they might boost it today. A chest mark to O'Donnell. Gary O'Donnell straight up the ground. Could be danger here. It was a well-delivered kick to Hamilton. Off to Williams. At least I think it is. Williams wide. Well, Spawn, good mark. Gets the hand pass away. Long. He ran a long way. To half forward. Playing number 14. Still after it in the long sleeves. Knocked forward by Geelong. Comes to Hughes. Hughes kick in towards the centre. Madden. Kick smothered. Underwood. Underwood again. Hughes for Geelong. Oh, he beats 2 or 3 of them. Malachelles didn't go 10 metres. Off to Morgan. That went 40 metres. Lindner. Scott there to help him. Scott applies the tackle on Walsh. Comes out with the ball. Great play, Robert Scott, the rover. Walsh over the top. And the umpire will ball it up.
Well, Geelong tackling hard and going in. Essendon don't realise what's hit them. Oh, well, maybe they do realise. A very good football side. Hamilton to centre wing, and the mark has been taken by Mark Boss, who never plays a bad game. Over to Hocking. Hocking's caught. Back to Boss. Oh, Boss was flattened after he kicked it towards half forward. Burke couldn't take the mark. Hughes in hard off the ground by Walsh. Very difficult conditions. Williams to Spawn. That'll be a free kick. No, it won't. Umpire calls play on Bairstow again. To half forward, where the mark has been taken by Bill Duckworth.
Duckworth towards the outer side to Danaher. Has had to drift a long way down the ground. Danaher paddles. Vanderhaar does too. Bairstow, been a star. Boss over the ball. In the back from Watson. And Boss gets the free kick. Well, the free kick's now 20-8. Mark Boss, inside half forward. Malachelles! Well, a free kick was paid, not the mark. Grabbed when he didn't have it. And young Malachelles, who's forced his way in this year, a 21-year-old, playing just his 5th senior game, is lining up for goal from about 40 metres. And it's not a bad effort for him to cement a regular place when the Cats have been breaking records week after week. Good kick too. Close. A goal.
Well, that's a miraculous goal out there from Malachelles. He showed a lot of courage going for that mark. Running back with the flight of the ball. The mark wasn't paid, but the free kick was. And Malachelles kicked the goal from about 35. There's the free. Vanderhaar grabbed him, definitely. There's no doubt about that. Was a free kick, but there's a distance that Malachelles had a kick from. It's good 40 metres, which is a great kick in these conditions.
Geelong lead by 6 goals to, and here they go again. There's a fight on behind play, but it's at half forward. Scott, was a bit of a dust up behind play, but the players eventually disbanded and got on with the game. There's Billy Duckworth, caked in mud. I don't think the Essendon players are appreciating these conditions. There's Burke to Morgan, who's really found his niche at half back. Oh, well played, Stoneham. Tremendous. Oh, Vanderhaar caught one across the neck. That could be a free kick to Couch. It's shuffled out. A quick kick at the goals. Has been missed. And it's only a behind. 7-6. Plays 1-3. Well, the Bomber bench. Michael Long's been moved to the bench.
And Bailey's also off injured too, Pete. He was struggling a quarter time.
Williams tackled by Scott. Too high. And Williams is battling hard. He's nearly their best player, Darren Williams. Trying hard in defence, as he always does. Walsh, a 40-metre punch on. Steve Hocking has been solid in defence. Kicked away from him, though. Straight in the hands of Boss. Boss to centre wing. This is Darren Morgan. He's hard back on the ground. Lindner onto the left. brings it to half forward. Or who's that, Andrew Hughes, or is it Couch at the bottom of that pack? It is Paul Couch. Very difficult to pick up some of these players. Their numbers covered with mud. Well, it's at half forward. Burke doing a good job against Madden. I think he got over the neck of Simon Madden. The umpire thought so, and it'll be Simon Madden's kick at half back. Have a look at that mud. Towards centre wing. Good mark to Terry Danaher. Two of the veterans combining there. Danaher to half forward. Here's a chance to his brother Anthony Danaher. Onto the left. He's gone short. Oh, beautiful pickup, Michael Werner. Great play to Bradley Plain. Plain from 25 metres. Hooks it back for a top goal.
Just wide, but to no one. Spawn. It's a Geelong free kick to Scott.
Holding the man.
Robert Scott to centre half forward. Anderson in front. Hand pass shuffled out by Bairstow. Now here's Bairstow from Stephen Hocking. Wide, Exel. Can't take the mark. Play on, says the umpire. Ablett's there. Exel, good picker. Tackled high. Holding the ball, says the umpire. Essendon's free kick. And the free kicks go to 21-7.
The umpire said he ducked into it.
I think the whole of Geelong's up here today, judging by the noise of the crowd. They've got plenty of support. Malakellis, geez, a good player, this youngster. Van der Haar is the flyer. Oh, pushed the Geelong man in the back, but the umpire said that there was a push. Well, push to Van der Haar as well. So that must have been the initial one. He's gone wide to Anderson, who's been very quiet. Greg Anderson. He's at half-back flank. He brings it to half forward. Werner is the man in front. Off the ground by Boss. Straight to Bruns. Bruns to half forward. It's fisted away. Chance now for Harvey. He's lost it. To Hocking, and Scott is there also. Billy Duckworth in after it. And the umpire will throw the ball up at the half-back position for Essendon.
Well, you wouldn't believe that in these conditions you could kick 7 goals, 6 in a quarter and a half of football. Here on Saturday, Richmond won with 5-15. Already Geelong have beaten that, and their record run continues. Won't be a record score, but by gee, they're dominating. There's Stephen Hocking over it, Watson with him. The umpire comes in and will ball it up. Tim Watson, the new captain of Essendon this year, has been a star. Off the ground by Bruns. Short of half forward. Walsh and Stoneham. There's mud in your eye. The umpire will throw that up.
Almost in the centre of the ground. Barry Stoneham has worked hard. Madden beaten by Burke for that one. O'Donnell has grabbed when he didn't have it. So the ball will come back to that centre mud patch area. It will be a free kick to Gary O'Donnell. And as Danaher hooks it back to half forward, Anthony Danaher, his brother Underwood, trying to tap it out. There's Couch. Oh, dropped it. And they go again. Steve Hocking shuffles it out. And eventually it's Darcy with the long kick. He received that from Bairstow. Darcy, a long booming kick right out to the half forward line, and it beats all players over the line.
Stoneham against Walsh. Big knockout there by Spawn, would you believe? Stephen Hocking with Harvey. And the umpire says holding the ball. And he's given the free kick to Malakellis. Now Malakellis, he kicked a 40-metre goal earlier in the quarter. That's a good one too, on the chest of Lindner, on the 50-metre line. He won't make the distance from there. Bruce Lindner hooked it, going for the extra distance. Oh, good mark by Stoneham. Well, can Geelong do anything wrong this season? It's hard to believe, in fact, that they're only 4th place on the ladder and 2 places behind the Bombers. They have the 4 highest scores for the season and the 4 greatest winning margins. Barry Stoneham. Well, I think better left unsaid.
Well, it looks easy, but it is very, very difficult under those conditions Even those short kicks are hard when you can't get your footing. Right in that pocket, there's Burke doing well in the ruck. He would be one of the best. I mean, Burke Burney would have to be one of the best tap ruckmen in the league.
Yes, he's done well, particularly today against Simon Madden, coming up against probably, well, I think Simon has been the best ruckman in Australia over the last 3 or 4 seasons.
Well, it's right in front. There's Robert Scott, a quick kick. Has missed, but very quick to pounce on that. He is a very good little rover. 7-7 Geelong, Essendon 2-3.
Paul Vanderhaar to kick in. Playing his one. And the kick drops a little bit short. Dropped by Harvey. Picked up by Lindner. Short pass by Lindner. And the mark's taken by Couch. Couch hurries on with things. A great kick! What a kick! Touched right on the line.
Well, that was a good kick from a standing start. 7-8. And lucky for Essendon that they haven't converted most of their opportunities. That's Duckworth. 10.5 minutes to play on. Lindner marking that wet ball as if it was dry. And they really have a lot of talent.
He's had a great quarter, Bruce Lindner. Been very active on that forward line, moving around. And that's where they're so good, Geelong. They've so much talent on that forward line.
So many options. Lindner, Ablett, Stoneham, Exel. Now, it looks like... Now, he's a very long kick of a football. Looks like he might be going the torpedo punt kick here. He does. It's not a bad kick, but just wide and through for yet another behind to Bruce Lindner. And Geelong 7-9, 51 Essendon 2-3-15. And there's a Happy Cats supporter there.
Well, Malcolm Blight made Bruce Lindner play the first 6 games this season in the reserves. When everybody said Geelong had the all-star forward line, Lindner was in most people's lineup except the coaches. But he's come back and has been a team player and a good player since he's been back. Terry Danaher gets the hand pass away to Darren Williams. Up towards centre wing. Spawn's been quiet. Beaten to it by Boss. Hand pass Malakellis. Into Bruns. Pulled off his kick, but Bruns comes back again. Well played by Neville Bruns. And he goes in to force a ball up, which was great football by the veteran.
Centre wing, Burke. Oh, he got the hit out straight to Watson. No one can get their boot the ball. Now it's socket off the ground. Anthony Danaher. Steve Hocking tapped away from him. Again, this time it's a free kick to Couch. The umpire paying advantage. Over goes to Bairstow. Bairstow towards goal. But I think that's a bit of a stage by Exel. Umpire awake to it. Vanderhaar has taken the mark, kicks wide and finds Anderson. Anderson at half back to centre wing. Watson, they can do with a quick goal. Anthony Danaher caught, can't get his boot the ball, and they've lost it again, this time to Boss. And Mark Boss brings it back to half forward. This could be another mark to Lindner. No. Is it a free kick? It is. Umpire said he collected one in the back. Luke Lindner wants to get on with the play. He's got it. Bruce Lindner 50 metres out from goal, goes for the torpedo. Punt Ablett back into the goal square. Billy Duckworth pretending to punch it. Now he does. Well, he wasn't. I said pretending to punch it, but I still don't know whether I would have paid that against him.
Well, on the first occasion, he definitely was not trying to get rid of the ball. Let's have a look at it again. Billy dives on it. There he is, just trying to hit it to himself.
Yes.
He was being held, and I think it was the right decision. Well,
this is Barry Stoneham from right in front, 15 metres out. He's hooked it slightly, but I think it's a goal. Yes. Runs, who's had a great day. Burke. Poor hip and shoulder. Oh, that was hard. I think that hurt him from Simon Madden. Well, let's hope it's not a rib injury. It seems might have just winded him briefly. There's Stoneham to Ablett. Ablett a quick kick, a push out. Oh, the umpire let it go. Exel kicks a goal. Yes, I think it's a goal. Oh, look at that kick, a beautiful kick. Over the back. Gavin Exel picks it up. Now, is that a free kick? I think it is. Very crude tackle. Play on the umpire called goal to Lindner. The advantage was paid.
He'll kick from 45 metres. Well, about 49. Hooked it. Ablett was back there in defence. Comes to Williams. Centering kick to the goal square. Plain a chance. Morgan, no, he didn't get rid of it, and Plain kicked the goal.
Wobbly old punt kick, dropped by Danaher. Williams has been great for Essendon. Oh, what a tackle, Malakalis. Yes, and the umpire rewarded it too. It's kicked by Darcy. Down to it, Gavin Exel. Exel, the hand pass to Robert Scott. He's got an open goal. Scott, the little rover. Goal. Walsh hooks it out. This is Couch. Oh, Paul Couch. He's a bit quicker this year, Bairstow. A long kick. This is dangerous for Essendon. Oh, brilliant mark, Gary Ablett. And don't they love him? 45 metres with a heavy ball. If he kicks this, then he is a sensational kick. Because his footing will be difficult. Oh, he's gone the torpedo. Punt, it's coming back. Oh, Ablett. Goal.
And Geelong outscoring Essendon again after half-time. The
kick from there. It won't be a score. Oh, Platten from mid-air has goal.
Healy